All right, King's Talk, episode 5. Right?
We back.
Yes. I got Capo with me as usual. Larry's gonna be the cameraman today. He's behind the camera.
He does other work, so
I got my guy Mike. I got my guy Mike right here. Eternity, Brianna. You know, we got some special guests. Definitely wanted to involve them because we just like having women's opinions and, of course, my guy Mike's opinion, another guy's opinion. So we're about to get started. I know my boy Capo wanted to start off with the Snowfall episode. Not everybody here has seen that episode. Not everybody has even finished season 3, right? If I'm not
Let
mistaken.
alone heard about it.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So,
Before we get into all that, though, we're going to just let the guests introduce themselves and just tell them like a little bit about themselves real quick before we hop off in this shit. So, Mike, let's just start off with you.
We're gonna start with the ladies first.
okay, go ahead, Brianna.
Okay, I'm Brianna, and I'm Brianna.
I like it.
Fair enough.
I'm Eternity from St. Louis.
Okay.
Show me.
Say there real quick.
Yes, very much the stuff, you know.
Can you say there?
There, what you mean?
She
Like
did.
Air Force One.
She did. She said there.
I
She didn't
tried
say there.
Yes, or
I like it.
I'm Prince Michelson, go by Mike. You can follow me on all social media platforms, Prince Michelson at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or anything. I do music, so pull up, you'll find it. From Haiti, been in Texas for the last 30 years. Went to school with Cap right here. Did the thing.
You know what? Put your socials out there. I know you want to do that.
no, I don't have any socials.
She don't have no socials. Cool. No problem.
What about you? No socials or something?
You can find me on Instagram at E Monet.
We'll get that. We'll get that right on.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
So, you ready to jump in this shit, bro?
All right, yeah.
We
Now,
gonna have fun. We
you
gonna have
go.
fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. You go ahead. You start off. Let's start off with something that's controversial. Let's skip Snowfall. Let's go to
So,
the
you gonna
second.
switch shit up?
Let's go to the second one.
We can do that.
The name that's on there right on the
Jonathan
Snowfall.
Majors.
Yes.
Breaking
Jonathan
news,
Majors.
right?
Breaking news.
Allegedly.
About an hour ago.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
What? Assaulted a woman, harassment, and what else?
Cheryl Spreewell, I think.
I think he was trespassing too.
I don't know. I haven't read everything on it. I really didn't want to even comment on it because at the end of the day, like I didn't want to like sully a black man's name, so I was like, I'm not even gonna put no sauce on it. But we do a pod, so we gotta talk about it at the
In that
same
case,
time.
let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what if he did do this shit?
I mean,
What that mean? Like, you know, he in the Avengers.
I haven't
Two of them.
seen Creed 3 yet, so it's like, damn, can I watch it now?
They ain't gonna take it out. I mean, if you
No,
did
but
do it, it's
can I
free.
watch?
Yeah, you can watch it. You supporting the character of the movie is really Michael B. Jordan shit, not his shit. So it's like,
No, it's really Ryan Coogler shit.
well,
Yeah.
no, he didn't direct it though. He produced it.
Well, he doing so.
He started it off though. He did write the
He
first
Well,
did.
one.
him and
the
Michael,
right-
they both did it.
Yeah.
They both did it.
Yeah, that's true. What are y'all opinions on it? Because I mean,
I need the full story.
Yeah, we need some
I'm like,
facts.
yeah, I need hardcore facts.
I need,
you know?
like, a video.
Because I'm not the type of person I want to degrade another black man. So and it's already hard for them. So I'm not trying to be out here like just
Especially you.
like I need to know. And if it is, well, I need to know that it is,
They need
and then
to
I
say
will
no.
give my opinion. But you know, I don't know.
If it is him, though, they need to send him to see the lady in Florida that John Moran went to see.
oh my god.
Is it a white woman that said that he supposedly
Oh,
assaulted?
shit. That matters.
Oh, this and that. Because now we have social media. We have all cameras and all this and all that.
Yeah.
And now if they know that who he is,
Yeah,
they could get a little something out of him.
antagonizing them and shit.
So, I mean, we got to get some
Especially
more
depending
facts.
on what she was doing and what occurred.
So
Because
she
that's
might be a
another
Karen.
thing.
She might be a Karen.
That's fair.
Cameron.
Like the Michael Irvin shit.
Okay.
Okay.
They get spicy.
I like them. I like them. I like
Yeah,
I like how they flipped the
they
script too.
get
They
into
immediately
shit.
went to race. I like that shit.
Because, I mean,
because
I
You
isn't
be
it
playing it
about that
safe. You
sometimes?
pandering.
no, I don't.
Oh no, this is
I'm Panther
the
Express.
we don't keep it safe around here.
No, I
this
like
is
that.
the no safe zone.
Very much that.
No
I
safe
hope
zone.
it's
Let
if
them
we
call
get
it for
anywhere
what it is.
near
Let the
that.
liquor keep talking. Okay.
I like
We're gonna
that.
call it for what it is. If he did it, he did it. If he didn't do it, come on with it.
Yeah, I know. And they said he got arrested. I'm just like, damn.
I mean, they gotta have some type of evidence. Some type of
It's
proof
everybody.
just to get
Everybody got
Not all the
cameras.
time, because with
All
a
you
white
need-
woman, if you just say that
all
they
you need
did
is
it,
a
that's
complaint.
all you need.
All you need is a
that's
complaint.
all she gotta do is call. Oh,
He's a
it's
superstar though.
She
It
can
don't
cry.
matter.
All she gotta do is cry.
What does that mean if you a
That's
white
true.
woman?
Ain't that the same thing though? Like with Sean Kemp, everybody thought he did that shit. But
Yeah,
then
they came
come
out. I never got on Sean Kemp about that because I didn't know the facts either. So I don't know the facts about this situation. I'm not gonna bust Jonathan Majors down. Pause. I'm just gonna say like at the end of the day, I just want to wait till the facts is out. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like I'm glad y'all took that stance because they always say I be paying for this shit. So I'm
Nah,
glad y'all
I
did.
didn't know.
Nah,
Right.
I'm
I
not
need
paying
more
this.
Especially
information.
before I make any type of like justifications like
Yeah,
that.
Speaking-
before I be like, fuck him. I need something.
I got you. Speaking of assault, 6ix9ine got jumped at LA Fitness.
in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida, while he was after doing a stairmaster workout for about 45 minutes. So imagine doing a workout like that, cardio, and then getting another cardio ass whooping in bathrooms. Like, how do y'all feel? I know 6ix9ine, he did a lot of snitching and shit.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah. it was
Because if
bound
you
to
about that life, you about that life. I mean, all that talking that you talking on social media, now it's up in your face. Now your face is on the ground. Hey,
They was stomping his ass out. Did y'all see the video?
his face is on the ground.
I ain't
He was
seen the
balled up.
video. However, I don't feel. I mean, I guess it depends on who did it. Was it black people
It
who
was-
did this?
It was like-
So then, no, I don't feel like that because my whole thing
Yeah,
is
like
that
Black Puerto Rican.
how many other people are out here that y'all just letting go, like letting run free, that did stuff? Like I had saw something on social media and I agree with it 100%. It was like George Zimmerman out here walking free, chilling after killing an innocent black man, but y'all bothering 6ix9ine while he at the gym.
Can I say one thing about that?
Weird.
I just have one question.
Of course.
Is George Zimmerman at LA Fitness on Stairmaster? In
No.
public?
It don't matter, but y'all
He's
not
in
watching.
public.
My
He
thing
is in
exactly,
public.
and he not living
Okay.
his life any
Okay.
different than I'm sure 6ix9ine is living his life.
I
And
think
regardless of the fact that he's on social media, he does X, Y, and Z. Why does it matter to black people what that man did because of his life? That was all him. That don't have nothing to do with y'all. But you know what does have to do with us? Another black man being killed. Black child. It wasn't even a man. It
Yeah,
was
it
a
wasn't a
child
man. It was a
who got
child.
killed,
Yeah.
and that man's still running free. And nobody's doing anything about it. If we're gonna jump somebody and get time for jumping and hurting somebody, can we be somebody that actually needs to be hurt? I mean, I'm just
I
saying.
thought a white man tried to shoot George Zimmerman or kill
Why
him.
is it a white man? Why is it not a black man?
He just happened to be in the area.
But why is a white man
And he
standing
went-
up
he
more
went
for
to
us
jail.
than black people? Why are y'all worried about 6ix9ine? Who cares about 6ix9ine? Really? Y'all the ones that's giving him all
I
this
like-
clout anyway,
I
so...
wouldn't say, to piggyback what you saying, I wouldn't say like the white man standing up. He just called him at the time because they was at a restaurant. I think Zimmerman said some fly shit. The guy into it, he drunk Zimmerman. But what you saying is true. We care about more about a guy snitching on some gangbangers doing some
And
illegal
black people
shit.
are not even all gang bangers.
True.
We not even.
But they're
How
more-
many of y'all can actually say y'all actually do anything of that man? I can't. I can't even say. I can say I grew
I'm
up
not saying
around it, but I
they're
cannot say. I can say personally, I have never done anything of that manner, like gang bang, none of that, drug related, none of that. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up around it, but that doesn't mean I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like black people have this. I don't know if y'all watch, like, you know, I would be on Facebook watch, and there was a video of these black men, and they were supposed to pick out the one white person.
Oh, yeah, I saw
and
that.
they could not pick out the one white
No.
person only because they thought that because his like lifestyle,
His
like
voice. It was
interacted
his
more
voice.
with what
I've
black
seen
people,
it.
what people think black people go through. But the
Right.
one black man, he even said, "I'm black, y'all.
I'm
I
really
just
black."
grew up with a nice family,
And he was
it
gay.
ain't nothing like that."
And he was
and
gay.
they didn't believe him.
And
It's
he
like
was
how y'all
gay.
don't believe the
Was he
one he
white
saying he
passing?
black. The one person
No.
didn't even say he was black.
So what it was
That's the one
was-
thing you should go off of.
It was five. It was like
Six.
six black dudes.
No,
right?
it's 6 men.
6 men,
Mhm.
five black dudes, and one white man. And now they said like, okay, they blindfolded,
Mhm.
and they just asked them questions.
Oh, it was blindfolded.
Yeah, and they
I thought
said-
y'all saying they could see it.
No,
He was like,
no,
oh,
they
I was
were
like,
blind.
You just had to ask them questions
Oh,
to
okay.
see like what was your like, and you had to basically. And my thing
And
was,
based off of all the questions, they
I
you got
did-
like 30 seconds.
yes,
And after
or like a minute for everybody to
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
through.
I'm gonna have to
and
get
figure
that.
it out.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
look at
I'll
that.
send it to you. It's on YouTube. It's this. I think
It's
it's
a really-
Jubilee.
What's the name of it? Yeah, like, show the
Yeah,
name
it's
of it
on
to the camera.
Jubilee,
Yeah, Jubilee.
and like they always do like different controversy,
Okay.
like videos like that, and that one really stood out to me because it was like, wow. So even if I even say to y'all,
And the
I'm
man-
black,
The man,
Y'all
all
still
he
don't
kept
believe
saying
me.
was, you know, I struggled. Like
That's all he said, and when he referred to anything that had to do with the black, he always said, "Yeah, when I be out with them,
I
yeah,
struggle."
when we at the functions at family reunions, they be playing this." He don't say, "Oh yeah, my pops or my family man." He ain't relate to it
Okay, because
internally.
they say,
He
but you
said-
should already hear when he says they.
exactly. He
It's-
will,
he's not
but
even-
nobody listened to
He's
that.
not even claiming himself because he's not part of they.
Exactly, and they lost.
'Cause
They
I
lost
never-
the
I
money.
mean, I
Yeah,
never-
they lost the
even
money.
heard
Well, how
this.
much was it? It was like $5,000.
I think it was like $1,000 or something.
Yeah,
like
I think tests like that.
It's
that's
like
an
find the
exclusive
mold.
of those men. It's not indicative of all.
But it's
black
a,
men.
it's a,
It's not.
It's, but it's
But
a
you're right.
representation
I would
of-
agree to that.
Absolutely.
And let's be
Absolutely.
clear, all of the men in that video
Absolutely.
did not say that. Some men was very keen on, oh no, this is the one. Y'all tripping.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this,
because it was
this,
like-
this is my brother. He said he a brother. The other one didn't say he was a brother. He's just saying that he relate to the struggle. Like,
Yeah.
all black people don't struggle. Stop putting that on us. And the problem is that, you know,
Yeah, no, for sure. I
So
understand.
let me close this topic out with this question. I'm gonna let the ladies go first, then I want y'all to answer behind on the first one. With like a Sandra Bland, Tamar Rice, Breonna Taylor, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, how does black women today view black men when we pick and choose certain battles to fight? Like he said, we care so much about 6ix9ine, but we don't care about these cop killers that killed these innocent black people for nothing, but we put more energy into 6ix9ine. How do y'all feel about that?
I feel like it has a lot to do with how you brought up and what is your like is most people, their influence is like pop culture. I can't wait to get home to watch BET. I can't wait to go home. Y'all know what it was like watching, you know, 106 in Park, all that stuff. You know, that was like pop culture was a big thing. And it really goes to show like how your parents parented you and what their focus was. I grew up in, my grandparents raised me, so like I didn't really get to watch a lot of BET. I watched a lot of the news, CNN. I could tell you every anchor that was on CNN, Fox News, like all that, because that's what they watch. And I'm like big on like world news, current events, things like that, politics. But it just goes to show what black people care about, and they didn't care about the news. They care about, you know, so they don't care about, they think, you know, niggas die every day. Like, that's just what happened, you know, but it's a thing in your brain that says, okay, this should not happen. This is fundamentally wrong. Like, it either is going to click or it's not. And that's just kind of, it goes to how you was raised. That's what I think.
Eternity?
She about to cook.
Yeah, you bet.
that's my last name, just in case y'all don't know. Like,
Keep cooking.
She about to cook.
Keep
so, disclaimer, I went to PVAMU.
cooking.
They produce black excellence.
They do.
They teach us all about our culture, and I went to Xavier University of Louisiana before that. So, if you ask me something like that, I'm going to say it directly stems from slavery. This is something that it's come a long way. It's not something that
It's
you
systematic.
yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like it's scary for black women because it's like, dang, if we can't trust our black women, our black men, I mean, then who can we trust? Like, black women, not black women, white women have white men, Hispanic women have Hispanic men, you know. Black women are the only ones who don't have black men. And I think that is a very big problem, and that's part of the reason of why we're in this position.
So Bryce and Mike, we good? So Bryce and Mike, same question, but I know from a man's point of view, it's a little bit different. So how do y'all feel? I'll go with Mike first. How do you feel?
I feel black generation period, we've been struggling from the beginning of time. You could say, you would say all the way to Pharaoh, all the way back then. We've been slaves from then. We could be considered quote unquote a former slave right now.
Right.
If you don't own your own business, if you don't work for yourself, you're working for the quote unquote white man.
Right.
You go on in, clocking in. They tell you when to clock in. If you don't clock in at a certain time, you'll get a punishment. You will get reprimanded. You'll get a strike on your record, or in a slave sense, a strike on your back. So now you have a record. So with us, all it's like if we can't overcome the smallest things, how are we expected to overcome a bigger thing? Now, with our black women that's there for us, I mean, a guy that might be dating a white woman, a black woman, it doesn't matter. Oh, a strong black woman or a strong woman, period. If a black man could have that and know that she is for him and is with him at all times, a black man could conquer anything
Right.
all day, every day.
But it's better when you have a black woman.
That part, because black women understand
Like, he
you
tried to
more
throw all
and
women in
more.
there, like-
yeah, it's not all women.
It's not, because a black woman ain't gonna, all women ain't gonna understand you like a
This
black
nigga,
woman.
hold on.
Right?
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, it's all good. It's just something else. So, what you said about the 6ix9ine thing, I just feel like y'all make some really good points. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tackle a lot of different issues. I'm gonna keep it more current. I think that, and not to speak for them, but I'm gonna speak for them. Fuck it. I think that street niggas don't necessarily care about something that's not a street issue.
Right.
What 6ix9ine is doing is violating quote unquote street code. He talked, he snitched, he ratted. You know what I'm saying? That's something that, regardless of color or creed or whatever, that's something like cops don't even snitch on each other. Like black or white, cops do not snitch on each other. That they not. If you a cop and you snitch on another
Slave
cop,
catchers don't snitch on each other.
like if you a cop and you snitch on another cop, like that's considered like nobody in the force can not trust you
Can I ask
you
a
did
question,
that.
though?
What's up?
Isn't the world bigger than the streets?
I get that, but not
Much.
to a street nigga. A street
They need to break down that mindset.
Yeah, a street nigga is not us. Y'all say y'all gave us a little bit of y'all background. So just from hearing a little bit of y'all background, I can tell y'all got your head on y'all shoulders a certain way. Y'all look at the world from a different type of perspective. You talked about being raised. Street niggas might not be raised a certain way. They might not have that type of that tutelage and that nurturing, or they might have had it and didn't fucking listen to it.
But it also comes to a point where, and I think everybody hits this point in just the circle of life and growing up. Like you get to a point where you can't blame how you came up no more.
Yeah, but
You
people don't-
gotta. It's like you gotta grow up. Like
I
at
agree
some
with you
certain point.
1,000%. You are 1,000%. But again, you're coming from a perspective of, in my opinion, non-ignorance. You're talking about street niggas. You're talking about niggas that don't give a fuck about that. They only care about
But
the
after
street
you hit
code.
your head a certain time, like a
They
certain
don't hit.
amount
They
of
might
time,
not wake up until they
I just say,
63
I
or
can
47
only-
or 38.
If
They
it's
might
made
not
that
wake
far.
Huh?
If they even
If they make it that far, they wake up when they decide to wake up. It's you can't control when they wake up. I understand we want them to wake up early and be like, "Hey, bro, wake the fuck up." But they wake up when they want to wake up. You feel what I'm saying? You can't force them to be like, "Hey, bro, it's a time limit on this street shit." They gonna still be out there. So what I'm saying is, for the street niggas that some niggas feel like 6ix9ine violated, and that shit is higher on the totem pole, and plus. Not to say that y'all wrong about anything y'all said about Zimmerman, because I 1,000% agree. 6ix9ine been antagonizing niggas on social media. I get if Zimmerman was making social media posts, somebody would put way more energy into
And
fighting.
then again,
he be quiet.
6ix9ine, he is known. You cannot miss his man face.
Yeah, he got tattoos, he got face
cannot
tattoos and
make- Zimmerman,
everything.
he could pass for the next. If you don't know Zimmerman, you probably cannot even pick Zimmerman out with a group of 5 people.
But y'all don't
But
think
you
that's
will
a
pick out
problem
6ix9ine.
that you don't know, that you care more about somebody named 6ix9ine than somebody who's
I don't think
getting
that
away
we
with
do.
things
Though.
like
I don't think that anybody in
But
here
let me
cares
tell
about
you
6ix9ine.
something. Let me tell you something. I understand what you're saying because again, I grew up in St. Louis. So just because I grew up a certain way and I was sheltered from certain things doesn't mean that I didn't know and
Exactly.
I wasn't exposed and
For sure.
I don't have family and I didn't grow up around
For sure.
people who
Absolutely.
did and endure those things.
Absolutely.
First of all, I'm just the first generation that came from not having to go through that.
Exactly.
My family, my mom, dad, grandma, all of them went through everything y'all talking about, even worse.
Yeah, so exactly.
But they came out of it. So it's like, I can't give anybody an excuse because ignorance is a state of mind where it's like ignorance, I can only accept ignorance when you're okay with learning more. You're talking about people who are at this point arrogant. They don't care to learn
They don't
anything
care.
else.
Ignorance
They
is
don't
also
care.
bliss.
They don't care.
So like it's a high from
Your
it.
people got smarter and wised up faster.
Right.
Some people never wise up.
And
You're
that's
talking
true.
about generations
Yeah, and
of
that's true.
motherfuckers.
And it's
Oh,
very
my
true.
kid gonna be a soldier. This kid's kid gonna be a soldier. Like you talking about generations of motherfuckers. So that's what I'm saying. When your grandma or your grandpa was the OG, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck you learning from?
I guess.
So that it comes from that. Everybody's family, everybody's community, all through our geography is different.
Very
We
much.
all, even though we the same and we black, we all different
We
at
different.
the end of the
Very
day.
much.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where it comes from. That's really what I wanted to say about the street shit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with
One
you.
more thing I have to say about 6ix9ine. If 6ix9ine is Zimmerman, if somebody go and slap the shit out of Zimmerman versus slapping the shit out of 6ix9ine, whoever slapped the shit out of Zimmerman is gonna get a lot more trouble than 6ix9ine.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's sad.
Unfortunately, though.
Yes,
That's
sir.
unfortunately.
Just like if a black man kill another black man, it's nothing. A black man kill a white man, oh, it's something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something.
I agree.
Yeah,
But
you right.
We do
6ix9ine
something
ain't
to
black,
ourselves. He ain't black, but he is in the black culture.
though. Yeah.
So now he's considered, because in the black culture, what he does,
Yeah.
somebody go slap the shit out of
And
him,
he
beat him
Hispanic.
up.
And he Hispanic.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah, he's Hispanic too. Like I'm not saying you right about the black man side and white man shit, but he Hispanic too. They damn near don't give a fuck about that.
It's gonna be some type of hate crime if you go do anything to Zimmerman. Slap him up,
Because it's considered like you retaliating on Zimmerman at this point.
Mhm.
Like it's considered that because people know, oh, it's already out. They already got it out for him. But all that being said, I 1,000% agree with y'all ladies about Zimmerman. Like he should be touched.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I agree with y'all about that 100%.
Not
But I
that
just
I'm
coming
condoning
from.
violence in any manner.
But against Zimmerman, I
So
Just
now,
saying.
how much touching?
so how much touching?
How much touching? Like, 6ix9ine got touched up,
No, more.
or more?
Very much.
More.
To what extent?
Not that I'm
to
condoning
comb-wise,
violence.
to-
Not that I'm condoning violence.
But
He
he do,
needs
like,
to
come on
be.
now. You know what?
I don't want to try to joke. I was gonna say
All I'm gonna say is
something.
Emmett Till,
I was gonna say something, but it's not appropriate.
and that's
But that
old.
was a great way to unpack that. That's a 7 second top video. Y'all killed that shit.
He needs to go
Okay.
see Trayvon Martin. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Moving on.
Here we
Trayvon
go.
Martin might slap him up.
I
Then.
said, can we go to one of
We
the?
gonna make it
What
light.
about the 50 Cent?
We gonna make it light real
50
quick.
Cent Lil
That was
Wayne?
very. So the next time we gonna hop into real quick is cordial breakups. With today's influence on social media, a lot of breakups are usually peaceful, understanding, and sometimes we get those bad cases. It is cool. Some people can break up, they still be friends, they kick it, they calm, nothing crazy going on, nothing extra. But sometimes, unfortunately, we get those swords like.
But you don't know what it
stuff.
took to get there.
True.
You don't know what
And it takes a
took.
level of maturity.
It does take a level of maturity.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
Can I ask a question?
How you ask a question? I just asked him a question.
What's the worst? I feel okay. Let me ask a
personal
what I feel is a
question?
better question.
Okay.
Okay, what's the best breakup and the worst breakup?
That they experience?
Yeah,
Okay. That is better.
Ooh.
Who we going first?
let's go to Brianna.
My best breakup was
How is it gonna be a best breakup?
my best break because
It
we're
seems
still
like you're
friends.
still
broke up.
cool.
Because we're still friends.
Like, it
And,
wasn't
we
like
can
no bad
hang out.
blood.
Like we can hang out. Like and it's nothing. Like we just we were better off as friends.
Okay.
Like that was what it should have been from the jump.
Yeah.
He was like it really a great person. I don't take nothing from him or nothing. He was a great person. My worst breakup.
We're not gonna put any names. In.
Yeah, well, no names, no names.
We can bleep it out there.
Yeah, no names. My worst breakup though, it was an older guy that I had been dating. Like I met him when I was like 18. It was very young, and so I feel like in a lot of ways he kind of tried to like groom me, to be something that I wasn't. Cause I'm not. I can't be at 18, 20, 21, 23. I can't be 40. I just can't, because that's not who I am, and that's not where I am, like on this spectrum right now. I'm, mentally, it's a gradual, inclination. You kind of get into that. So, anyway, he switched up his job. He had like a shop. He had like a paint and body shop. He sold it, and started driving trucks. And so he was like, come on the road with me. We can, we have so much fun. I've been all over the United States with this man. We ended up going, this is during COVID. So TikTok had just got like cool. Like it was just, people were on TikTok. There was talk about China banning it, all this other extra stuff. So there was a voice thing on TikTok and it was like, do this to your dude, like, while y'all together and see what happens. So I played the voice. And it's like a dude FaceTiming you and being like, hey, you know, what you doing? You with that man? Like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So this man driving an 18-wheeler, like,
flipping
listening. He looking at me like, what the fuck you got going on? So then I tell him, like, you know, it's a prank, babe. And we hadn't talked in like 2 hours. You know, so it was just, you know, to lighten the mood. It was a little, you know, I was bored.
Yeah.
So I did that, and he flipped out. Like, I mean, flipped out. He was very upset. So we get to where he picks up his, and, like, does his load or whatever. So, like, I'm in the car, or in the cabin, whatever. He leaves his phone. So I'm thinking, you got way too mad. You just got way too mad. Like, you got way too mad. It's something going on. I had that, like, feeling. So, and I had no idea what his password is. I figured it out so easily. And so,
Did he have an iPhone?
Women's intuition.
wait, I don't. It was the
They say
iPhone.
women could break into an iPhone like that just by looking at it.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably like. Honestly, it was like boom in there, and it was. I tried like 3 times, and I was in there on the 3rd try. So it was like, damn,
Men,
like.
don't get iPhones. Don't. They will lie on you or tell on you.
Anyway, go through his iPhone messages. Multiple women, like multiple, like. Not, I can't even count on one finger. There were rings. There were like, you know, I love you. Like it was deep. Like so we were in Georgia when that happened. He had to deliver his load that he picked up in Georgia and Maryland. We argued and fought all the way from Georgia to Maryland. This is like a 3-day drive on a 18-wheeler, and all the way back down to Knoxville, Tennessee. So for 4 or 5 days, fighting, arguing, cussing each other out. I fucking hate you, like all that. Like it was, and I remember when he first started his little driving trucks thing, I wanted to be one of those girlfriends that like got you everything that you needed or supported you in your thing. So I bought him like a little flatbed like truck thing, like a pack that had like just like a strap winder, just different things to make the job easier. So I bought it, and it was like $200-300, right?
Took it back.
So no, I'm in the truck with him. So I'm really upset. So I try to like get out and get the strap winder and like break it or do something to it because I'm just so mad. And he was like, he told me, he said, if you get out this truck, I'm gonna leave you. And I was like, he ain't gonna leave me.
You tested his nuts.
I tested him, and he left me like at a truck stop off the highway in like the middle of nowhere in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Damn.
So then like I'm like, oh my God, like this is like, I never been in no situation like this before. Like it was really like fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
So I end up like walking on this, and my hair's all over my head. I look crazy. I'm walking on the side of like a freeway, like a real life interstate, like truck drivers, all this shit. And I just remember like the truck drivers like passing, like honking their horns, doing all, trying to pick me up. They thought I was a lot lizard or something, because it was honestly, because it was really like I looked bad, like I looked like one of them. So yeah, seriously. So I walked across this like overpass, and there was another truck stop, and I got over there, and his truck was there. So he didn't leave me, but he left so it was like a truck stop here and another truck stop over here, but you had to walk over like, you know, interstate or overpass. So yeah, I went over there, and I'm like, we arguing, we fussing, we fighting. I had all my stuff in his car. When I got there, like he had packed all my stuff and put it like in the front seat. He didn't want to let me in, which I understood, because it was like, I was mad. I was very, very angry, and I was like 22, so I was upset. So back and forth arguing, and he was like, well, you know, I got you a bus ticket, and I called you a cab, and they coming. So thankfully he didn't leave me, but he got me a bus ticket. So I'm like, damn, I don't ride the bus, like, you know.
You gotta get home.
Yeah, I gotta get home some type of way though. So I'm sitting in the bus station, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I finna do? Like, cause my people, I didn't tell them that I was going on the road with him. So, you know, I got all this other extra shit. So my grandma called me. And my grandma was like, you know, what you got going on? What are you doing? And my grandma was a preacher. So, like, I just kind of asked her to pray for me, right? So she goes into this long prayer, and I'm in the bus station, like, crying my eyes out. And she was like, what's wrong? And I just kind of told her everything. And she was like, okay, bet. And next thing I know, they sent me, like, money to go home. They got me a flight, a hotel. I had a like layover in Denver. I got high as hell like while I was in Colorado. I was probably there for 2 days. Like I turned it into a whole little, yeah, because you got me fucked up. But that was my worst breakup for real. I never went through anything as bad as that.
So the one that was okay, all right breakup. What about that one?
What about it?
You didn't say
It wasn't a bad breakup. Like we
so
really
what made it not bad?
Because we came together and said like we shouldn't be together. Like if we honestly, I was laying in his bed, I was asleep, and he woke me up and he was just like, "Hey, like let's talk." And I always hate the "let's talk" line because it's like
that sounds like some men.
What the fuck do you want to talk about? Like, what is this serious like that we gotta discuss? Like, other than a breakup, Because I honestly didn't want to break up. I think I was like really just didn't want to be lonely, And then we discussed it, we talked about it, and we hung out even after that, like a long time. And then he ended up moving to a different side of town, so we didn't see each other often. But when we started hanging out, we hung out really, really tough. Like, I mean,
so that was the best breakup.
That was the best breakup I ever had.
Cool. All right, cool. I mean, that's a very interesting story. Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry that happened.
I made it home though.
Yeah,
that part.
You're here.
I'm here. That part. I made it home though.
That part.
Back in
I'm wondering,
Bella.
like, what the fuck was I doing that day when she was stranded? Like, this was recently. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing something. I don't know.
No, I wasn't stranded recently. That was like
She said
2020. COVID.
That 3 years ago.
I was doing something. I don't know what the fuck. I remember I was doing.
Okay.
What's up, Eternity? Let's go with you. I feel like you want to share.
No, I actually was sitting over here thinking like, damn, like, can I curse? That wasn't really a curse word. That's what beavers build, but okay. So I guess the best-ish breakup. Okay, so one of the like cool breakups was, I remember like waking up one day, like, and this was with somebody who I thought I really wanted to be with. Like, I was like, oh, I really want to be with them. And then we finally got together. And then when we were together, it was like, wow, you don't give me like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
It's not giving.
It's not
giving
what it was
like
supposed to be given.
Yeah.
And
what was he doing to make?
okay, so I'm gonna just
think?
name one instance that happened that made me decide I don't want to be with him anymore. So we were supposed to go. I went out of town, and he was working over in a different state. And I asked him like, okay, because he had been to where I was going recently. So I was like, okay, cool, you can like come and see me. I'm about to go there right now, so we could see each other, like, because we were long distance at the time. And then when I got there, he didn't want to come, like, and he was like, oh, and I believe the situation because it had been going on for a minute, but it was the fact of the matter was like, you were literally just here and now I'm here and you don't want to come. It's fine, whatever. So when I went back home, I had told him, I was like, hey, I feel like long distance isn't working with us, like this isn't working, and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I really do like you and I want to be with you and I love you. And I was like, I know, but like maybe we're just good as friends, and then we'll revisit this later type of thing. And the worst breakup,
damn, everybody got a story. They always breathe before they
because like I got so
because
many.
you make your heart beat, like like you just gotta. Let me think about this.
So was it your fault? The worst breakup?
No breakup I've ever been in was ever my fault because I never do anything wrong, and that's not me saying that. No,
What's your
literally,
sign?
listen.
What's your sign?
Sagittarius.
I can never. I can never.
We're not built for the weak. I'll say that. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm not saying that on I think of myself as like highly, because I always find my faults. But in relationships, I'm the person that's going to come to you. If we're in a relationship, I'm going to be like, okay, what can we do to fix whatever the problem is? What am I doing wrong? Very much
solution based,
and I'm always solution based. I don't want to sit around and argue. I don't want to sit around and go back and forth. I just want to come to you straight up and be like, what am I doing that you're not pleased with?
Right.
What can I do to better our relationship? What is it that you're not happy with?
Hold on.
Whoa, wait, before I get into that, right? Let me get you. let me even say this. Before I say that, right?
Say it to
And
the
once they
audience. Say it
tell
to
me,
everybody.
once they tell me, it depends what they say. It's going to depend on how I react. Because sometimes you can say things like, oh, you do X, Y, and Z. Okay, but you did A, B, and C, and that's how we even got to X, Y, and Z.
But why
So
are you
maybe-
arguing with him?
It's not an argument.
He's telling you what you're not doing right.
And
All you
that's
should do
fine.
is take it, think about it, and adjust.
Okay, but the problem is that if I'm the only one coming and I'm the only one saying, hey, what can I do? And you're never coming to me and saying, what can you do? At this point, when you're coming in a way and how it looks, this is how it looks to women. If I come to you open arms, open-minded, I want you to tell me what's going on. I want you to also take this time, because clearly you didn't have the balls to come and just tell me outright whatever the problem was.
Okay.
Right? You want to sit around and mope or use something else, same thing that women
I do that. I'm not gonna lie. I will sit there and mope because I feel like you should know why I'm mad.
Exactly, but see, women can't read minds just like y'all can't read minds.
Okay, but
so
you
with
should
that
know.
being told, I'm gonna come to you and I want you to tell me. Now, when I come and tell you, if you can't take this moment to also voice what you have done wrong in your fault, then I am going to take this accountability. If you cannot take your point and accept what you do
Okay.
to make me this way or get this reaction out of me, like let's say for instance, right? I work all day. I go work. This is back in the day. I'm not even using this specific breakup. I'm just saying, if I go to work all day and I have to go to school and all you do is work, that's the only thing you have to do. And you're not working crazy. You're not working crazy hours. You're not doing overtime. You're not doing anything extra. All you do is you go to work, you work your little 40 hours, and then you come home, and instead of taking care of home while I have to go to work and go to school, and then I have to also do other things around the house to make sure that everything is running smoothly, right? Because you're not doing those. You're not making sure the bills are paid. You're not making sure that all these things.
Then what is he
you're not-
doing?
You're going to work.
What he's doing with his money if the bills ain't getting paid?
No, the bills are getting paid, but I'm making sure they get paid because
Okay.
you just have them.
You have the money.
You just come here. Here's the money for this.
Okay.
But I don't know how to do the payments. I don't know who to call. I don't want to do the calling. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll do that.
Yeah.
But that's not all you get to do. If you're not gonna do that, and I'm doing all these things, I need you to also come back and at least can clean up while I'm gone.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to smoke? You want to drink? You want to relax after work? That's fine. You want to play your game? Can you clean up before you do all of that? Because I don't want to come home and now I gotta clean up after you. And I just went to work, went to school, and
Now
I
I
had to
gotta
make
come
sure.
Yo, can I say something to that though? Because
Of course.
you said something that reminded me of my last situation. So
With the white girl?
no,
The Caucasian.
don't listen to this nigga at all.
It
This
was a
nigga
white
trying
girl
to throw
for
me-
real?
No, he's trying to throw me under the
No,
bus.
because I'm
It
gonna
was
say
not- it was
he
not-
take me as a guy to date like
What
white
the
girls.
I thought that too. I thought that too.
Yeah, wait, no. Honestly, I'm gonna just be honest.
Well, how?
because-
What do you
No,
see?
no. I'm gonna say like
That's
all
fucking
three of y'all
crazy.
make me feel like y'all date white girls.
No, I never had that.
Okay, listen. Okay, fuck him. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I was gonna say what I said. So my last situation, the woman, she brought up something. She said, when you bring up something to me, I'm going to bring up something to you. Fair, I understand that. But why are you only bringing it up to me when I say something to you?
Because-
if it's bothering you, you should say it to me. If you coming to me and saying, Bryson, you don't wash the dishes when I get home, I'm not gonna say, well, you don't clean out the bath. No, I'm gonna be like, bet. Like he said, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna adjust. I'm not gonna use that time to then say, well, what don't you do?
I think-
and that is what irritated me about my
Okay.
last ex. I'm like, listen, if you have these problems with me, don't wait until I'm telling you I got a problem with you to voice them.
But what if
Voice
it's
them
like
before.
stacking up? Because on my
If it's
what if
stacking,
it's stacking
up, then tell me before. Don't wait.
But like, what if she had said it to you
If-
multiple times? She never said
never
it.
did. But
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah,
you're
that's
waiting
different.
until I come to you for
Nah, I'ma
something,
tell you if you
and
piss
then
me
you're
off.
telling me
At the-
that
it's the
that is
moment
gonna
that you-
make me
Yeah, the
duck,
moment.
That is gonna make me duck and dodge accountability because now I'm feeling like you're only bringing this shit up because I'm saying something.
Okay.
To the white girl point, I dated a white girl in 2010. It is 2023, and this nigga
You
still
can let that go. That was
Yeah, it's
13
never-
years
Like,
ago.
thank you.
No, you
Barack
cannot.
was on his first term.
No,
Like,
you
know what I'm
cannot.
saying?
Nah,
You was still
Barack.
dating though?
No, I'm saying Barack was on his first
No,
term.
no,
I
yeah.
was a teenager. Like,
I feel you.
It's
like,
said-
this nigga is throwing me
Okay,
under
you
the
were a
bus.
teenager.
Yeah,
I just got one question and we can hop off this. You wasn't a teenager anyway though.
Yeah.
Why are most women not accountable? Why do y'all think that? Not saying
I'm
y'all.
about to, I can tell you.
Wow,
Why you
most
just
women
call him
not
not
accountable.
accountable? Why you just say
No, he said not
Most,
y'all.
he said
said
most
not
women.
us.
Yeah, he said most
about to
women.
say.
I'm pretty
He
sure.
said it.
But I agree though.
really
No,
do.
I was
agree.
gonna say, and
I
women, they
agree.
gonna probably be mad when I say this, but I don't really care
mad,
because
you-
it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Women do have a problem with being accountable, but
They
that
do.
is because,
It's a G.
and this, no, it's not a gene. I'm not gonna say it because I ain't got that gene.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let me
ain't
say
got it
this.
either.
Now, what I have is accountability, and I also have common sense. There is a difference between certain women who, because I've been around those type of women who are in friend groups and they know a bitch doing wrong. I don't mean to say bitch. I already just said it.
Say
Okay,
something.
cool. You know your bitch is wrong, dead wrong, and you sitting there like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Girl.
No,
Okay.
I'm that girl that's gonna tell you.
I'ma tell
and
you.
you gonna be mad. That's why I don't have friends.
You really gonna do it?
Brianna.
We talk
Like,
about it.
I'm that girl.
No,
I'm
but
the,
we-
Y'all,
because I
y'all
wanna be,
talking real, y'all pod right?
no, I'm talking real
No,
because
real.
in reality, I want that. I do to others how I want to be done to me, and I'm the type
Exactly.
of girl who, if I'm with, like, and I'm gonna use this as an example. I had a friend who went through something, right? But when she was going through it, I was that real friend, the only real friend out of all of her people. Friends, family, or whatever, telling her, I don't think that's the right one. I think you should
Exactly.
really revisit this. And I was the only one that told her that. Now, see, when I was in my relationship, nobody told me that. No, I only had like 2 or 3 people who told me, and they wasn't my close friends. You know, they wasn't like in my circle. So
Right.
it's like the people that was in my circle, they wasn't telling, they was hyping me. They was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice,
'cause
it's cool, y'all cute, telling me all that stuff, and really they messing up my potential to move forward because I'm the type of person where tell me if this is not it. Like, because when you in a relationship, you in
Well,
la
are you going to
land.
pay attention, or do you already
If
going to
it
think, oh,
comes
they're
from my
jealous, all that,
friend.
this and that?
No, and that's the difference between me. When it comes from a friend and you coming from a real place, I can accept that, and I'm gonna take that into accountability. I always do, and that's how I've gotten out of a lot of relationships that were bad for me because I didn't listen
But how
to.
do you know that they're bad for you? Did they tell you that it was bad for you?
Because if I tell you something that I'm going through
Mm-hmm.
and I'm being candid, I'm telling you exactly this is what happened, this is what they did. Because I'm not one of those people who's going to just tell
Yeah,
somebody
on
one
one
side.
side.
Just tell, no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to tell you what they did, and I'm going to tell you why I did what I did, and I'm going to tell you what they told me why they did because I want you to tell me the truth. I need
Right.
to know, did I do something wrong so I can go back and fix this because I
Right.
want to fix it. I don't want to sit here, but if I know I'm right, because I'm going to feel like I'm right. I'm a Sag. We don't always feel like we right about everything, but certain things that I know that I ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take nothing about that. I had a friend and she was going through something. I told her, and we talking about it, and in that moment when she was mad because I'm trying to explain to her, like, bro, like, you didn't listen to me at the time when you was in it, when you could have fixed it at that time. You want to do something now, and like, you have to be patient with yourself and with me because we can't just jump. Things
Yeah,
can't just
no.
move fast
Your
now because
emergency-
now you want to do
Yeah,
your
your
emergency is not my emergency now, because when I told you at one
Hashtag,
different
that's a
time,
bar.
It is.
when I
Hashtag.
told you at a
emergency-
different time, don't do it, you wanted to not listen to me. You wanted to listen to the fake people in your life that said, oh no, it's great, that's a great life. But then now while you're out of it, now those people are coming back and telling you the same shit I
It's
told
about
you.
the aesthetic, like how
And the
it
problem
looks.
is that now that you're upset about the situation, now you want to come and tell me about somebody who I'm not even with no more. Why are you telling me about this now? Because you're mad. You're not a good friend. Because a good friend would have told me then. You didn't say that then. Then you was like, oh yeah, friend, that's a great that's great. I love that for you. You wasn't that real friend like I was when you were in your shit saying, friend, you need to reevaluate what you're going through. You need to really take a look.
But there's levels to it. You can't get too deep inside of your friend's
and you
relationship
don't, but
regardless.
if you as a
can.
friend are
What if you
telling
think
me
it's
what you're
right for you
going
at the
through.
time, though? What if they think it's
So
right for you at the
listen,
time?
let me just say, because I have a friend right now. Like, I have a friend right now, like, going through something. And, like, I told her prior to, take your time, slow down. Like, don't do too much.
And that's a
Take
that's a
your
very
time.
versatile thing. That's not me saying I'm not telling you what to do.
I'm not telling you what
making
to
any
do.
decisions for you.
No.
I'm telling you because let me tell you,
Because-
this is just an example. I'm not even saying nothing like this ever happened to somebody. But if you come and you tell me as a man, oh, I got this girl and she be beating on me. She do X, Y, and Z. Like, if I come to her about something she do, she beat me. She literally like throw stuff at me and she get mad X, Y, and Z. But I love her. I'ma literally tell you as my guy friend,
You
babe,
get
you
beat
need
up?
to reevaluate.
You like the
And I'm
toxic?
and this is
You
my
remember
advice.
pulling out
then.
your dreads and everything. Smiling. That shit is not cute.
So
It's
look,
not
I know
cute.
we're on the time scale. I know these three got to go real soon, so I want to get these last two out the way,
last
and I want them three to only answer.
Okay.
I want to talk about the 50-50.
Okay.
And,
No,
not that. No, the 50-50. Michael started off. The 50-50 and the black man versus the black woman. I've been seeing that a lot lately on Facebook, Twitter,
People
all
talk
that.
about that shit.
I want Mike to answer the 50-50. They can come in, but the last one, the black man versus black woman, I want them to set up.
Now, when we talking about 50-50, we talking about living arrangement rights.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So my thing is, a couple should be on 100, period. But now, bills, you're in a relationship together. Y'all both living in the same place. They say if he has to pay 50 and she has to pay 50, then y'all might as well just be roommates. My take on it is, you're doing this together. I'm bringing in X amount. You're bringing in X amount. My X amount is going to mortgages, food, car notes, and repairs and whatnot.
Insurance.
Everything, all bills.
Yes.
So what is your X amount that you're making contributing into vacations? For what?
I see a lot
So
of
wait,
people say-
hold on. So wait, are you saying? I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Are you saying if you was in a relationship with another woman, you're taking the majority of the big bills, or y'all should work as a team and like?
I feel
both y'all
like
spend money on the bills. Like, what
I
are you
feel
saying?
like a husband and wife, you are joined together.
Right.
So now you have two different accounts.
But you have
We're gonna join this together.
one income.
We have one income. So now you have, or we have, one account that's to mortgages and bills, one account for kids' education, another account for his, another account for hers. So all of our money that we accumulated together, we're gonna make sure we're gonna put X amount in this rent account, so all the bills are getting paid. We're gonna put X amount in this for our kids to have education. And these two, we're gonna have this bank account for myself, this bank account for you. I can't mess with your bank account. You can't mess with my bank account.
One thing.
Is you done? I was gonna make sure he cleared.
And I'm done.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
go.
I just want to piggyback on this. Black people are the only race that discusses this. Like,
100%.
we are the only
think
race
so?
that, yes.
It's a
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
Let me tell you why, because I
It's a
work.
fact.
No, hold on. Let me say, I work in the financial sector of the economy, right? So I do people's taxes. I handle people's credit cards. I do things like that. I do business consulting. I do a lot of white people's taxes. I do a lot of white people's business taxes. I do 1120S's. I do S corps. All this stuff. White men will literally get their wives jobs at their companies, construction companies. For one example, there's a man with a construction company that I do his prepare his taxes. The man, his construction company grosses over $2-3 million a year. He has his wife employed on a W-2. She probably don't ever show up.
More than likely.
Never. This
That's
one. Why did
business,
she
though.
make $230,000 last year?
So you saying that to say what though?
So what I'm saying is, white men will put their wives in a position to like take care of whatever it is that first of all, if you're with a partner, if you're with somebody that you say, okay, I love this person is a extension of you away from you. Okay, so this person can do whatever she can speak for you. You know that she's gonna say whatever ever. So white men are really good about getting women who can speak for them outside of them being there, right? So they're not there. They can handle the bills. They can give her all the money, and she's gonna take care of it. She might go buy a rent house or buy she might buy something, make him more money. She might whatever it is. He's gonna put her into a position to where she can make them more money, and men compete with what they do for their wives. Like, that's a competition between. That's how men compete. Whatever is you know, like y'all sitting around. Oh, I just bought my wife a Range Rover. I just bought my wife a Mercedes. I just bought. Look, she got a $12,000. I went to Jared ring. Whatever the case is, that's how they compete. But they don't sit and argue about rent. They don't sit and argue about.
I mean, my wife paid this much of the bill today.
They're not arguing about that.
They don't care about that stuff. It's
whatever
already
the
taken
case,
care of.
It's already taken care of.
Okay,
Let's not
so
worry,
what
because
if-
whether you with her or not, it's gonna get paid. Whether you with her or not, it's gonna get paid. Now, if you want her, you're gonna pay for it. If you want her to be around, you're gonna pay for it.
Well,
but that's for black men though. But now let me say 50-50, if you are just dating and it is like just dating, I don't mind going 50-50 with somebody I'm dating. But if we are in a serious relationship,
Okay.
no, I'm not
Why?
doing that.
Why?
I'm not doing that.
Why?
Because 50-50, I don't know if I want to be with you like that.
Why?
But that's
I don't know if I want to
So-
be with you like that.
I'm about to
And
say,
I could
I
be
have a
alone
comment
though.
on this.
Because
I
I
have
could
a
be
comment.
alone if for paying 50-50.
Okay, just like you could pay all the bills by yourself. He could pay all the bills by himself. Now y'all join together. Is he supposed to still pay all the bills by himself?
Can I have a comment on this?
Let her get
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
comment. So this is how I feel on the 50-50 situation, right? It really depends on the situation, the people, and
It does.
your financial situation.
Your financial situation
What do you
matters.
mean by that, Eternity? I mean that
It matters.
if I'm a woman, right,
Which you are. Okay.
and I am,
All right.
I'm the woman and I make, let's say I'm a teacher, right? And I'm only making $50,000 a year, right?
Okay.
I get with a man who is in a trade that grosses
$150.
$150,000 a year.
You make 3 times what I make.
You make 3. Why are we splitting bills? Why am I going 50-50? Because it's not fair at this point. You make twice as much money as
economically
me.
speaking.
Me
You
going
make more than
if
me.
we have a rent because of where you can technically afford us. If we have a rent that's $2,000 and we split it 1,000 and we split everything else down the line, how is it technically fair that I'm using more of my income because I don't make as much
I
as
can't
you?
save. I can't buy
If
myself
you're making,
nice
let's say,
things. In this
150,000,
economy,
you're netting
it's not
probably 125, right? Something around that, or maybe a little less after taxes and everything. You're still making twice as much as I'm making.
Okay.
So at that point, you should want. Now, and I'm not saying, I can just sit on my ass. No, what I'm saying is, as a woman. And this is the right woman, because I don't know the type of women y'all deal with. I don't know the type of
for
women,
sure.
and I know men. I'm friends with men. I'm cool with them. I have a dad. You know what I'm saying? Family members, all kinds of stuff. So I know the different dynamics that it comes into. And I know there are some women who want to sit around on a man's dime and not do a goddamn
anything.
thing. They want to buy themselves that's not the type of time I would be on.
Right.
My type of time is if I don't make as much as my man is, and he's making more money and he can afford all the bills, I'm saving my money so that if something fall out and he can't do something,
I can do it.
I can come in here and just, hey, babe, chill. Go and get whatever you
Okay.
got to get done. Go and take care of whatever you need so you
But
can get back on
also,
your feet. I got
let me
us.
piggyback
We
on
have
this real quick,
5-6
and I'm
months
done.
of income
Y'all
saved
jumping-
up for
y'all
us.
jumping this right
Now let me just say,
I'm not jumping
No,
y'all.
because when you join a house and let's say you make 100,000 and I make 60, right? So you make more than me,
Absolutely.
right? So let's save my 60, okay? Let's put my 60 in the bank. So at the end of the year, we see 60,000. What can we do with this?
I get you.
Vacation.
What can we do with this? Why are we arguing about let's make more money? And I think
part.
that
Take the money that I'm saving that you think that she
we're
just lavishing
saving.
on-
It's not even. It's
That
not
part,
me.
because once we're together-
saving it.
How is it weird? Because
No, I said
Listen,
weird.
I'm about to say, if it's our money, right? We live together and we're putting all our money together. Boom! I make $60,000. You make $120,000. It ain't nothing for you to pay off these $10,000 bills that we got every month.
True.
That ain't shit to you.
It's nothing.
Now, while you paying that off and whatever other repairs and everything, because let's say that's an extra 20,000,
We got money
still
in the
got
bank.
100,000
Okay.
over that you ain't touched.
so what if you
now we
make it
got-
more than him?
If let me tell you something.
There's
If
a
I
lot
was
of women
making
that
more,
do.
and my mom is one of those people. If I make more than you, save your money, babe. I got us. I've always been one of those women. I told exes that I've been with in the past because they've always made more than me, and I told them, babe, if you go ahead and take care of everything, once I get to that point, you could chill in real life. Like it's not I'm not. Y'all seen
It
Nicki
matters.
Minaj? Do
I
y'all
think-
think Ken and that man did what he did? Y'all seen Nicki Minaj? And I don't like to, but she's Sag. Do y'all think that man ever pays for anything? And if he does, whose account does it probably come out of?
Nah, I just.
But this is my thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I would never make my man pay for something if I got the money. Because I got the money and it's not about money at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, we're moving towards something better. I don't want to just have the money to sit around and flex to our friends. Fuck
But
them. I want to have
also
the money
think-
so that we can have
I'm
businesses.
gonna just say this and be done.
Period.
I also
Yeah,
think
I'm
that
gonna
this
be
is it's one of those it's one of them clip topics because it's like
Yes.
you
She
know
about to
like
be fucked up.
I am-
I gotta say what I gotta say there.
No,
She
it's
about
not-
to
he
leave.
about to-
She's
I'm
about
about
to jump us and then leave.
I'm not
so
jumping
look,
y'all.
no. So look. Everything y'all said is right, but y'all talked about the aspect. You talk about handling other people's finances and how they do this and how they do that, right?
Right.
That's what you talked about. But those are those situations.
Yes, in
What
every
about
situation. I was just going to
exactly.
say that.
But I
What
said
about
for
the
every
couple
situation,
that
every-
both pull in $60,000 a year? What about
Then
the
we
couple
split it.
that
That
both
accident
that
was-
exactly?
Hold on, say that again. Hold on, say that again. They're doing.
Then we're going to
split it.
be able
You're
to
split it.
split
What I'm
stuff. There
saying
might
is,
be a thing. My
no
man is
man-
taking maybe the rent in the cars. I'm
Your
not
money
taking
might
I
be
don't
for
speak
fun.
no,
Is that-
no
But your
man-
money might be for
Exactly,
fun,
that's what I'm
and my
saying.
money
But
might be for the
no
bills.
man
Like
should
it's
ever, no man or woman who is making more than their partner, double, triple the amount more than their partner, should be splitting half the fucking bills. Period. End of discussion. If you make $150,000 and your girl make $50,000 a year, you should not be splitting half because the bill's not even
Okay.
the fucking same.
economically,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
not the
it's
same.
not. That's stupid.
Exactly.
Now,
That
now
is
put in
dumb.
a percentage
Now-
wise, like okay, you put in 2%
Yes,
of
and
whatever.
I'm
that you get.
if it's a bill's $100, I'm gonna pay 98. You pay $2.
$2.
Like that. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Now,
that's
if
fine.
it's-
Do something like
but
that.
see, I think that when people talk about these conversations, they're always talking about when people, especially the 50-50 fucking conversation. People always assume like, bro. What person, logical person
But
on
there
this
are
planet
some
is
people
going to
out
be
of
making
their
the
minds,
same?
though.
That's stupid. I wouldn't associate with those people personally.
I don't.
Yeah, if a person has if a person making 150K, man or woman, and they date another person and they make triple or quadruple or double the amount of that person, they talking about some splitting bills. Don't be with that person.
Yeah, you
that
don't
is
support it.
idiotic.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You should
Of
not be
course.
doing that. But if y'all are making the same amount, and that is why I felt
But
like
yes, if you're
y'all
making
was,
the
you know,
same
trying-
amount,
is
yeah,
different.
we can.
yeah,
we can
same
sit-
amount. Like now you
Because now
talk
we
about
need to talk.
splitting.
Yeah, now we can talk
yes,
about.
But that's
but I don't
crazy.
really think it would
Take
be
this
splitting.
bill.
Whoever
Yeah.
doing
Take
that,
that
because I just felt like when you were saying no other race of people have these types of conversations.
They don't, though,
That's-
'cause it's
that's
already
true.
like-
but the
it's
man
already
that's making
known.
$2 to $3 million a year, of course he not having that conversation because he making $2 to $3 million a
Exactly,
year.
but even the
He not
ones that don't
making-
make that though, they still pay
but he's
everything.
making more than his wife though.
But even
But he's
even when the
making more-
women are making, because
Okay,
there are
she's
women
making more than her
but they're-
husband,
But
right?
she's also putting her husband into
But
a
she's
place of
making more
getting
than him.
more.
She's
or
making
getting what he.
but she's making more than him, right? A
Exactly.
significant amount more than
Okay,
her,
yes.
than her significant
Okay,
other.
yes.
So all of those points make sense and they're realistic.
But we've, I mean, I
I'm
can
talking
speak for
about the person
myself
that
though,
don't do
because
that,
I've
that
been in a
don't have that
relationship where I
luxury.
made all the money. So it was like, it's like, okay, I'm taking care of all of this, and I just kind of got you like, you're not helping. How are you contributing?
Exactly. That
You
that
know,
shit right there,
That
I don't
is what.
approve of.
That's where
If
this.
y'all
This
talking
the
about that
disconnect.
specifically, I think that it was just worded crazy. But
Okay.
I just feel like if y'all had tackled that conclusion specifically, we would have been all on the same page.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
I disconnect that is when people be like, there are not y'all. There are women out there that are like, what y'all said. They don't want to invest their man's money.
Facts.
They just want to sit at home and be cute.
Right.
And some men are not for that, even if they make
And they,
$50 million.
I
a
feel
year.
like some men
are not for
and
that
that's
shit.
fine. But there are some men
And some
who
men
are
are
like
for
that.
that shit.
Exactly.
I mean, some
If
men
I
are
could
for
take
that.
care of my
follow
woman,
person.
If
then
I
I
can
could
take care of my
her.
woman and she not do shit, I'm cool. Because I would want my woman to do the
But
same
I
thing
don't want
to
my
me.
man to be out here struggling, so I'm gonna get a job.
Struggling. If I'm making
Okay, and what are you doing with the money?
I don't want you doing
But,
nothing.
huh?
What are you doing with the money?
If he's struggling,
Blow the fucking money if
no,
I'm
I'm
making $50
not.
million a year.
Yeah, I'm fed up right
Blow
through
And see,
it.
that's a different
Why?
type
Blow
of man
that
because
shit.
some men are like, oh, even if I am making
You're not gonna
this
have a
much,
bill
my
something
money
like
is not
that.
your money.
Hell
So you
no.
should
That's crazy.
still.
Your
That's
home is
fucking-
owned.
It's the whole aspect
You
of
have no bills.
50-50.
50-50
It cannot
is
be
realistic for people that are
50-50.
making the same amount of money.
It's
It has to
sometimes
be the
it's gonna
same
be
amount.
80-20, sometimes
that
it's gonna
is-
be
like
60-40.
that,
It just
50.
depends on who it is.
We just got to come to a common ground. People talking about 50-50. They're talking about two people that are in the same tax bracket. If you are talking
I
about,
wanna
if
be in
you
the
are
same
in a
tax
relationship with
bracket.
somebody and they
Ever.
talking about 50-50 and they making double or
Unless he
triple the
put me
amount
there.
more than
Unless he
you,
put me
don't
there
fuck
for
with that
sure.
person. Period.
Let me ask you this, kind of finna go. You gotta close them out.
Go ahead, yeah.
So the comment you said, if you making more money than the man, and you said the man can chill, you gonna take care of the bills. What you gonna say to people that gonna call you a pick me?
How am I a pick me if
married.
I can?
Yeah.
Facts. I'm
You know
already,
somebody
first of all, I've
said
already
that.
been picked if I'm married and you can chill. But when I say I get to that point, I'm not saying, oh, I'm making however much I'm making and he's just nothing. Like he literally was on the side of the road and I said, ooh, picked. No, that's not what happened. I'm saying in a situation of, let's say, and this isn't something that I'm in. This is just something that I've heard of other people being in, and it's like that's not how I would have handled it if I was in that specific situation. If I was in a specific situation where I don't make a lot of money, but my man, you know, he makes enough money to maybe put me in a position where I can make money, and now I'm making more money than him, babe, you're good. And you're not good because of the fact that I made money. You're good because not only did you love me when I didn't have it, but you put me in a position to be somewhere that I'm not, and now I can retire you. Because at the end of the day, if I was the woman that I came to
partnership. That's all that's a fucking marriage.
But people don't believe
people are
in
talking
that.
about transactions.
But they
people
don't.
now, everybody now
that.
is talking about transactions.
But they don't want. You know, the only transaction people believe in right now is having babies.
Yeah, that's the social media shit. That's why I'm like,
That's
bro,
the
it's
only
real life and
transaction
it's
they
social
believe
media.
in.
Yes, but people can't.
Social media make you
pick
think that every woman out here is transactional, which is why you have so many men pushing back on the, oh, no woman just gonna sit and do nothing at home. But that's not. Get off the Twitter, nigga. Like log off and go outside and meet a real woman.
Like
that
exactly.
Is what it,
a real woman, because there are those girls who want to sit around.
And
something else that men need to understand: even if I am the type of girl that wants to sit around and look cute all day, I can get paid to look cute all day. That can make more money.
That's facts.
If you support your woman when she's trying to actually do something, regardless of what it is, really being realistic, you can make money doing everything. I saw a bitch fart in a jar and sell it. You can make money doing anything at this point. Literally. It doesn't matter. It
goes back to partnership though, because it's like it's the person that you choose. And this is why I agree with men when they talk about like women choose wrong all the time, because
men
they
choose wrong too.
Everybody, but
everybody.
Men will say this at like they say it to women way more. You chose wrong.
Especially when a woman has a man or has a baby and whatever, and they not with their baby father.
And they're not with the baby because you did choose wrong.
It's because sometimes, women be like, I want a nigga that went to Harvard, that's from Compton, that was a leader of the Bloods.
No, you can't.
That also
you
has
you have to be realistic. You gotta be realistic.
But thank y'all for coming. I know you got somewhere to be. I wish y'all could stay longer.
I wish I could too.
We gonna keep going.
I believe you. I hope y'all do. This was a very